Your body's kind of like a highway. A highway full of veins and arteries. On each different intersection, there's arteries, blood flowing away from the heart into your body's cells and organs. Then there's capillaries, smaller streets and side streets that send blood into the smaller parts of your body, back into the veins, carrying carbon dioxide and waste back into your heart, all in one pump.
It looks like this blood is blue, but that is not because it is. It's red. What happens is when light goes through your skin, that red gets filtered into blue. So your blood is never blue inside of you. It just looks that way. It's like we're putting on sunglasses that lets the light change. We can talk about that in our light lesson. So doctors and nurses love my arms because my veins, when I squeeze the top here, my veins are very, very easy to see. But these are all going back to my heart, and I can do a little experiment. If I block this off, see how I blocked that vein off on my arm right there? If I block this off, the blood can't get back. And so you can see I can move that vein right there, back and forth. Now, if I let go of my thumb, it's all going to go back to my heart. But if I let go of this finger right here, look, it's still stuck. It can't be back. Veins have little valves in them that only let the blood go one way. You can try this. All right, now I'm going to hold my finger. I'm going to let go of my thumb and watch what happens to the vein. It's going to collapse, go back to my heart. Look, I can squeeze all that blood out. That's so cool. Try this experiment. So you squeeze, if you have a vein like that, if I let go of my finger, the blood can't get back to my heart. But if I let go of my thumb, it goes back. That is so cool. The heart is pretty amazing because it is a muscle. There's another cool experiment we got to do. So to do this experiment, since your heart is a pump, a double pump, if you stand up, check out my hands. Let me see if I can move the video so you can see my hands right here. Now, I'm going to put this hand down, and I'm going to put the other hand over my head. And when I put that hand over my head, so to do this, you need to hold one hand as high as you can up in the air, and then this hand's down low. Now, right now, my heart is trying to pump blood to the top of my hand, but I have it over my head. You can't see it, but trust me. So stand up, hold your hand up, wait about 1 or 2 minutes, and my heart is saying, hey, dude, it's hard to pump that blood all the way up. Double pump. All the way up to the top of my hand because it's up by the ceiling. But it's pretty easy in here. So let me show you. On the count of 3, I'm going to put my 2 hands together. And you can see that this hand down here is filled with blood. And the hand up there, not much blood's in it because it's hard to pump it that high. And we should see a color change. And I should feel some tingling. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Look at the color change. See how this one's white and that one's red? Here comes the blood back in there. You can try that experiment. Blood hand, white hand. But let's get them back together.
Good models have been something we've been working on all year long. From the model of the atmosphere outside to our planet models, all the way down till today. Today I'm going to ask you guys to come up with your own type of model. Some model that represents the flow of blood through your heart. How are you going to do it? For us, we're going to create an obstacle course. Check it out. Hey, today we are working on a heart obstacle course, and I've got 2 helpers here. On my left, I've got Creighton. On my right, I've got Graham, and they are going to show you how we are going to take the heart and create an obstacle course model of our heart. Check it out. Stage 1 of our obstacle course involves the right atrium. It relaxes as it carries blood full of carbon dioxide and waves through the atrium, then squeezes to push blood into the right ventricle. Stage 2 of the heart obstacle course is the right ventricle. The right ventricle contracts, pumping blood into an artery leading to the lungs, where it can exchange carbon dioxide for oxygen. Stage 3 of the heart obstacle course. Blood comes from the lungs into the left atrium. The left atrium squeezes blood down into the left ventricle. Stage 4 of the heart obstacle course. The left ventricle pumps oxygen-rich blood away from the heart into your body's largest artery called the aorta. From there, smaller arteries branch off as blood rushes to the rest of your body and its cells.
But your lungs are like a giant sponge. Or they're a sponge where blood and oxygen all mix in these little bitty openings inside of your lungs where all this takes place. And it's a huge thing. They go from almost the top of your chest all the way down your back. And you have two of them. So let's represent the lungs over here with some clear water so far. And this clear water, let's color it up because that's just fun to do. And so let's color that water up. So this is, we'll put this blue, this is blood coming from your heart that has no oxygen. It's filled with carbon dioxide and other gases and waste. And let's stir that up just a little bit and make it look kind of cool. Here we go. So there is our blue blood from the pulmonary circuit. And then here is our blood that's been freshly changed. So when you take a breath, this blood and gases change. And so I have another sponge here. I've never tried this before, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to dip this sponge over here in the red, see if that'll soak up the red. That's going to go back to your heart. And this side over here, I'm going to soak it in blue. And that's coming from your heart. Since it's a sponge, I'll go ahead and get it soaked in there. And so we end up getting something like this, which is I think it's kind of interesting. So you got blood. I might even jazz this up. You have blood going back to your heart that's nice and red. And blood coming from your heart that has no oxygen, it's nice and blue. So we got different, this is the fun part here. So we got to find some way that gases get exchanged right in the middle. So we got blue over here. That needs oxygen. And we got red over here. So when you take a breath, you're kind of getting these two things going. I'm going to put these over here. I'm going to put this guy right here. And this guy right here. So let's review one more time how your lungs, let's use this model. You can make this model yourself. Okay, here we go. I do this right, let me move it. So we need a pump. Here's a pump here. Here's a pump here. Here's a pump here. And here's a pump over here. So, blood comes from your body through your veins. It fills up your right atrium, and here it gets pushed in down when your heart it beats, it pushes into your right ventricle. Your right ventricle then pumps it out over here to your lungs. Let's move those lungs a little bit closer. So there it goes to your lungs. All right. And then we got from your lungs, it gets exchanged through your lungs over here to oxygen. And from here, it's pumped back to your left atrium. Left atrium. Left atrium. From your left atrium into your left ventricle. From your left ventricle out to your heart, through your arteries to your body, all the way through your body, and where it goes through your capillaries and comes back to your right atrium, right ventricle, over to your lungs. The gases are exchanged through your lungs. You have two of them, both sides. And that is a pretty cool model, I think.
Well, our heart model is over. Our obstacle course is done. These guys are breathing hard. Their hearts are pumping. How about yours? I want you to try it. Come back, post in the Flipgrid. Tell me what type of heart obstacle course or heart model you have created. You can do lots of different things. You could create an obstacle course. You could do some exercises. You can even create a picture drawing or some type of model just like Mr. Crosland's. But I want you to check it out. Try it. Give it a whirl. I want to see your results, and I'll post them in our next YouTube post. Good models have been something that we've been working on all year long. Stage 2 of the heart obstacle course is the right ventricle. The right ventricle contracts, pumping blood into an artery leading to the lungs, carrying oxygen, carrying dark go. Stage 4, the final stage of our heart obstacle course. The left ventricle pumps oxygen-rich blood away from the heart into your large body's largest organ. The right atrium. The right atrium relaxes as it carries blood full of